Most of America already know how Hunter Biden feels about Donald Trump, especially how Donald Trump talks about his father. But this response, priceless.
Donald Trump sat down next to you right now, what would you tell him?
Okay, this is a question. I would tell him to go fuck his fucking self.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
I second that response because I would say the same damn thing.
I mean, like I can be civil and I can tell you, like, oh, well, listen, he's the president. I don't want him to be pissed off at me. It's president of the United States. Well, obviously, wouldn't you want to have a constructive? Fuck that.
Why not Hunter Biden for 2028? Since being president these days, you don't need qualifications. The way that Hunter Biden has been trolling MAGA lately, and on top of that, he's not afraid to let you know the truth. I would really love to see this confrontation between him and Donald Trump. Wouldn't you? If not, no worries. We know what to do with people like you. Count me out. I say the worst thing that can happen to you is getting arrested for not paying child support, and then they tell all your business while it's being recorded.
Faison Love is living a hard life. His royalty checks from Elf are generally over $10,000, but that's what he lives on for the entire year. His car is from 1999, and he's had to live in it for a month at a time. Here he is in court today as he faced charges of contempt. He sat in a wheelchair as he explained to a judge that he has so little income, there's no way to pay child support to a woman who lives in Tampa.
And don't let 50 Cent get the information, because we all know he a petty motherfucker. It's just a shame that they will put all your business out there in the open. All this money this man done made from movies and shit, and you ain't got no money? The only royalties that you have is from Elf? I kinda almost feel bad for this guy. But inquiring minds wanna know, did they do him bogus? How they put that man business out there for the world to know that he can't pay his baby mama and shit? My bad, I'm doing it again. Count me out. Many of you motherfuckers ain't gonna admit, before this outbreak hit, Taco Bell already made you go to the bathroom. But now, according to the Washington Post, Forbes, and others, they're taking a more aggressive approach. Now, health officials cannot confirm that a link between the parasite and Taco Bell exists, but it's still not stopping the fast food chain from removing some ingredients from off of its list. Now, according to WWL-TV, so far Taco Bell has removed guacamole, lettuce, pico de gallo, cilantro, onion. Like the only thing you can order from off their menu is a beef and bean cheese burrito. Cases have been reported so far in 31 states since May 1st and are suspected to be linked to contaminated fresh produce, particularly leafy greens and herbs. But inquiring minds want to know, have you ate at Taco Bell lately? And if you've been thinking about going to go get some, hopefully this video stops you. Don't worry about me, I'ma stay far away from this shit. Count me out. So this motherfucker, the chief, say he got a big announcement that he's gonna make tomorrow.
Can you give us sort of a sneak peek about what to expect and tell the
Well,
audience?
I'd rather save it. It will concern that subject, and we'll have a couple of other things to
Why
say
should people
also.
watch them?
But I'd rather save it, but it's really big news. It's really big news. And our country has to shape up. But this, what we're going to be talking about Thursday is, it doesn't get bigger.
Did this motherfucker say the country needs to shape up? Like, what can be bigger than ever before? Is he gonna talk about election fraud? And why is he addressing the nation again any motherfucking way? But you already know how I feel. Inquiring minds want to know. You gonna be watching this shit? Are you interested in the big news that this motherfucker say he got to talk about? Is he gonna speak about this ongoing war with Iran, even though we ain't benefiting from the shit? My bad. I'm doing it again. Count me out. Now, this is the difference between class and trash. All week, Donald Trump has mentioned Barack Obama's name, but Obama didn't mention his name once.
We lose faith in each other when we stop believing that voting matters, that citizenship matters, that our collective voices matter, that how we treat each other no longer matters.
Preach.
Then we give away our power to decide our own futures. We open the door to the most ruthless, or the most careless, or the most fearful among us. See some groups and some people as more equal than others.
See how the sun went dim when he said that shit?
And see government as nothing more than a way to divvy up the spoils and punish enemies and keep those who are different in their place.
Unfortunately, this world will never see another president like Barack Obama. And we all know that the American people loved him when he was in office. It's crazy that another president can be jealous of another president, when all you gotta do is do your job and the American people will like your ass. But we all know he didn't become president for the second time for the American people. My bad, I'm doing it again, ain't I? Count me out. Trump is claiming that the $300 billion fund for Iran is fake, but what did J.D. Vance say on Monday?
Walk through some of this. The Iranians are saying that they're going to have access to a $300 billion reconstruction fund. True or false?
Well, Ed, that's the sort of thing they could have access to, funded by the Gulf Coast Coalition.
I already addressed that stutter, so I knew he was lying when he made that statement Monday, because Donald Trump said this today.
Reported that it includes a $300 billion reconstruction fund funded by Gulf allies. That's false?
It's false. People, you can invest if you want. I mean, what am I going to do? Say nobody's ever allowed to invest? No, we're not investing. We're not putting up 10 cents.
Wait, so who's lying and who's not lying? Are they both lying? Count me out. Since it's been revealed that Donald Trump is giving Iran more money than Obama did back in 2015, he backpedaling his ass off. That's market manipulation at its finest. Meanwhile, barrels of oil are starting to go down, and this shit might here make it go right back up. Yeah, I know, my bad. Count me out. After this UFC fighter said what he said about Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America?
Now Donald Trump is receiving backlash, and people are asking him to denounce this fighter. They even claiming that Donald Trump cracked a half smile when that UFC fighter said what he said. You are the president of the United States. This is what he chose to do in celebration of America's 250th anniversary. Even the 4,000 people that was in attendance, half of them didn't agree with what he said. It makes you wonder, did Doze and Donnie put him up to this? Because it was definitely racism and sexism showed on that stage. I guess you gotta ask yourself, how does she come back from that?
Very clear, strong men, men who are truly role models, don't need to put down women to make themselves feel powerful. People who are truly strong lift others up. People who are truly powerful bring others together.
Oh, nobody's gonna address the fact that this supposed deal that's gonna get signed on Friday is gonna give Iran $300 billion? Listen to this.
The Iranians are saying that they're going to have access to a $300 billion reconstruction fund. True or false?
Well, Ed, that's...
He lying already because he stuttered.
And that's the sort of thing they could have access to, funded by the Gulf Coast Coalition, so long as they honor their end of the obligation. I think that one of the things you're going to see, Ed, and people have to be skeptical of this, is that the hardliners in the Iranian system will overemphasize the benefits that Iran gets, while underemphasizing all the things that they have to concede and all the things they have to provide in order to get these benefits.
I'm just going to stop it right there. So he destroyed Obama's deal just to bomb them, make another deal, and give them more money, just to put his name on it, just to say he stopped the war? Oh, and let me not forget all the American tax dollars that was wasted on this war. That didn't even have to happen if this was gonna turn around to be the outcome. But inquiring minds wanna know, what do you think about this? But as far as me, count me out. So on Tuesday, Michael Tyler, age 55, who goes by the name of Mystical, was sentenced to 20 years in prison for third-degree rape. Meanwhile, we got a president that's gonna fuck around and serve his whole term.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
He pled guilty in 2022 and now they're just sentencing him. If you was one of those ones hoping for another album drop, that shit ain't happening. Now, during the hearing, the alleged victim asked the judge to give Mystica the maximum. Now, at the hearing, the victim recalls being forcibly raped. She states she was punched, choked, and had her braids pulled out. And again, this all happened in 2022's assault. It really seems like this man can't catch a break. He get out of jail and turn around and go right back in. They do say sometimes you get used to being inside and don't want to let it go. That's the main reason I follow my motto. If you ever thinking about doing something you ain't got no business doing, just remember those 3 hots in the car. As I'd rather have my freedom than somebody else telling me what to do, when to sleep, when to do this, when to do that. Fuck no. Count me out. Why did this man stop rapping? In just my opinion, I think he better than T.I.
Out the dealership, racing to the paint shop. You gon' need a Brinks truck if I do a bank drop. Coming with my drink up, never let a drip drop. Tune up at your bitch house, that's my only pit stop. F1 Luda 200 on the speedometer. Car came with a strip of pole mounters, let a photographer. Pose, Luda back now, aunties doing cartwheels. I've been slinging chickens out of LAX and Hartsfield. Gold, music, movies, TV, triple threat. Yes, I got my mama and my partners out of debt. Yes, just incredible, and I'm on the lift off, so I'll take this mic and do this verse up on my jet. Ever since the Hollywood star, I tripled my pay. Like that. Tell these promoters I need 500K. 500K. Cause I'm from ATLA and TA and all I do is win, but that bitch never moved out of my way. Let her know.
Mind you, that shit was straight off the dome, straight freestyle. Now, I'm not gonna say T.I. can't go straight off the dome like Luda, but Luda just kind of made that song sound a whole lot better. I know the movies and shit paying a whole lot better, but he shouldn't have never stopped rapping. This man was cold with his words, a lyrical genius. And we talking about a freestylist like no other. I mean, he is up there with some of the greats. I'm not gonna say he the greatest. But when it comes to going off the dome like that, that man can't be touched. Again, it's just my opinion, but what do y'all think? Inquiring minds wanna know. So Donald Trump claims that the U.S. won the war with Iran. But Iran is also claiming victory.
Iran declaring victory this hour. The foreign minister going on TV tonight to make this declaration.
We are the victor of this battlefield. The Islamic Republic of Iran has emerged as a victor. The Iranian people achieved victory. This is not a slogan. This is no exaggeration.
Does old Donnie Boy know this? Now, you know how Donald Trump said that the Strait of Hormuz would reopen? Well, the Iranian government said underneath Iranian management with a fee. He also said that nuclear materials will be destroyed and removed. But Iran says no nuclear talks until 60-day negotiation period. The U.S. said that their money will continue to be frozen, but Iran says $24 billion will be released, half immediately on signing. So what was the difference between Obama giving them some money and him giving them some money? On both occasions were billions of dollars. Don't worry, I'll wait. And on that note, count me out. Maria Rodriguez, age 21, decided she wanted to go bungee jumping in Brazil. But because of these 3 people, and 3 others that was arrested in this terrible incident, she's no longer here. Now, I know some people ain't gonna wanna hear it, but Maria herself should have made sure that that thing was attached. If I'm doing something crazy like this, I wanna make sure everything is attached before it's a go. The person that was video recording this should have said something immediately when they seen that that cord wasn't attached. These 3 guys that hoisted her up in the air, didn't dawn on them that neither one of them put the bungee cord on? Like, was they at work intoxicated or some shit? Like, how many times a day do they do this? And one time they forget to put the bungee cord on? And the sad thing about it, she was only 21 years old. She had a fiance. She had 2 degrees and a whole life ahead of her. All 3 of these guys need to be drug tested immediately. Cause ain't no way they was all sober and still threw her over the edge with no cord. First, let me start off by saying congratulations to the New York Knicks. For them to be able to come back from a 15-point deficit in the 4th quarter is crazy. Jalen Brunson showed his ass off tonight, scoring over 45 points, shooting 14 from 27 from the field and 13 from 15 from the free throw line. Meanwhile, Wembanyama didn't do shit. He only had 19 points out of 40 minutes. Clearly the better team won, and that was the Knicks. And New York about to be tore the hell up. I really hope that they got the National Guard on standby. But did y'all see this coming? Did y'all see the Knicks coming back to win Game 5? Did you know that Wembanyama was gonna flop in Game 5 and not score as many points as he needed to? 7'4" and couldn't even get over 20 points? Chicago feeling for the Spurs right now as it's raining. But again, congratulations to the New York Knicks and all the New York fans. It's been 26 years. And on that note, count me out. So Doze and Donnie's celebrating his birthday tomorrow. And he also claims that a deal is supposed to be signed with Iran. But this was going on the White House lawn earlier today. We at the circus? What used to be the White House lawn is now a UFC stage. Who would have thought? And this is tonight's weigh-ins for the UFC bout for tomorrow. They look real deep out there, don't they? They had the Nitro Circus out there, weigh-in bouts, flying eagles, people all on the White House lawn, and this is what we paid for? But inquiring minds want to know, are you watching the UFC fight tomorrow? Are you going to be celebrating with Donald Trump for his 80th birthday? Will the deal finally get signed with Iran? We shall see, because we already know how shaky he is. Count me out. Count me out. After he did what he did and that door closed, he thought he was for surely safe. Once it was revealed that he kicked this guy, and I noticed that he had on Timbo boots and he left his hat on the ground, count me out. You could see it on this lady's face. She knew he meant business as she politely got out of her seat to get a better view. But the way that man looked when he came through that door, oh, wait!
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
I can certainly guarantee he didn't do all that to talk. I bet you he having second thoughts now. What even possessed him to do some shit like this? I bet you he won't do no shit like this again if he made it off that train.
Let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such this little boy y'all were trying to portray. How about Watermelon Felon?
Now, I know he might be going through an anger phase, but he do know he's gonna have to encounter these people again.
Drew Anthony, you're a and a coward, and you raised one. Kayla, you drunk. What'd you do to that boy to make him stab somebody? My God, what kind of mother are you?
What we should be asking is, what did you teach your son? But what did you teach your son? That it was okay for him to walk up on a black man as long as he was with a group of boys? Like father, like son. If the father's racist, we already knew the son was. Let's be honest. If a group of people walked up on me and it was only me, of course I'm gonna feel threatened. And I'm gonna defend myself in any means necessary. My bad, I'm getting too passionate. Count me out. This video right here is the main reason why the Anthony family is appealing his case. Listen to this.
Either 2 minutes before the stabbing or 11 minutes before. So I chose 11 minutes. From the moment she pressed play, Carmelo Anthony was already sitting up underneath that canopy. And he was sitting there for at least 8 to 9.5 minutes. You see, well, I saw a boy in a black hoodie go over to him first, and then they left out of the tent, and then you see coming across the field was another 6 boys. When they got to the bleachers, one, he went out of frame, and the other one sat at the bottom. But the remaining 4, they went directly to Carmelo Anthony, and like T said before, it was a brief conversation, and then all you see is commotion. Carmelo, in the midst of them assaulting him, you can see Carmelo trying to back out, but he gets pulled back forward. The next thing you see is Carmelo, he comes shooting out the back, but he's still not standing. And he had to like kind of crab crawl backwards, and he had to like jerk away from them because they still had him holding his hoodie. He goes up a couple bleachers, and he's looking around for which way to go. He runs diagonally down the bleachers, and then he falls. At the time of him falling, that's when I noticed another 3 boys coming down the bleachers chasing after him. But once Carmelo got up, he took off. You didn't see him for the rest of the video. At no point in that video do you see Hunter holding his brother. At no point in that video do you see those boys ever going back to the tent and sitting down. That was all a lie. And I also have questions. I don't know how the defense did not play that video. Because when you see that video, it was self-defense.
I say again, this is the main reason why the Anthony family is appealing his trial. What was up with the defense lawyer? Why wouldn't you use some evidence like that? Why not use this video if what she's saying is true, shows clear self-defense? See, I knew it was something fishy and I knew all the information couldn't have been presented, but I'm definitely gonna stay tuned to this story to see exactly how this outcome changes, because I know it will. And as always, count me out. So this now viral video shows a man by the name of Don D. Long II trying to enter into a courtroom for his court appearance, but for some odd reason, this deputy would not let him inside. Then the video shows him walking away, rubbing his eyes, and then this happens. Don Long was simply defending himself against a deputy who was using unlawful use of force. They later took him into custody, but he walked over to a black man before they placed cuffs on him. But it didn't stop there. They placed him in a cell, handcuffed, for over 12 minutes, this man telling him his eyes is burning and no one came to help. He continuously for over 12 minutes attempted to try to wash his eyes or wipe his eyes off before EMS finally came to help him out. As you can see right here, he just gave up after a while. And since they decided to leave him in that cell for over 12 minutes, now he has permanent eye damage. His attorneys filed a $20 million lawsuit, $15 million for excessive force, and $5 million for assault and battery. Now, court records show that Long was not charged for the incident, but I hope he get a good payout. What could have possibly been going through this deputy's mind to let him think that that shit was okay to do? And as always, count me out.